Balkan Peninsula, home to the Grand Canyon of Europe. Tara Canyon is the deepest gorge in Europe. Huge cliffs, jagged mountains, and windswept highlands have been shaped over millions of years. Only the hardiest creatures can survive here. Seasonal changes are sudden and dramatic. Predators scour the land for food. Prey clings on for survival. Life on the edge, in the wilds of Tara Canyon. The Balkan Peninsula in southeastern Europe is home to one of the world's most spectacular gorges. Tara Canyon stretches for 80 kilometers and cuts through the heart of the Montenegro mountain range. At its base is the Tara River, which winds through the mountains before joining one of Europe's longest rivers, the Donau. The river has helped shape a dramatic landscape. At their height, the canyon walls reach over 1,300 meters. Beyond them lie the highlands. The canyon is a protected national park and a recognized World Heritage Site. A chain of 2,000-meter high mountains form the backbone of the region. They lead all the way to the Dinaric Alps. The geography of the area is dominated by karst. It's developed on rocks prone to erosion by water. A wild and dramatic landscape is the result, including crystal clear lakes shaped by shifting ice glaciers. In May, the plateau above the canyon is still buried beneath a blanket of snow. But 1,000 meters below, the base of the canyon is a different world. The emerald green Tara River shimmers in the sun. Bright crocuses announce the arrival of spring. At this time of year, some mountain residents venture down to the canyon floor. Chamois are a species of mountain goat and natives of the European Alps. These cautious creatures usually only visit rivers at night. But the canyon's deep gorge walls provide a natural shield from predators like wolves, bears, and humans. This is where chamois feel safest, on precarious cliff edges, hundreds of meters above the ground. Adult chamois weigh 50 kilograms and are just over a meter long. Short curled horns and a thick black stripe between their nose and eyes are their trademark features, as well as their unparalleled head for heights. Chamois live up in the mountains for most of the year, except in the depths of winter, when they climb down into the gorge to escape the cold and find food. Sure-footedness and an ability to go where few can follow help chamois survive. The mountains rising above the highlands are known as the Durmitor Massif. Some of the peaks tower 2,500 meters above sea level. The word Durmitor means sleeping in an ancient Balkan language, perhaps in reference to the mountain's serenity. In May, winter still grips the high ground. Huge balls of cloud roll across the mountains. Temperatures rarely climb above 5 degrees Celsius. Patches of snow cling to the mountains all year round. Apart from the occasional tufts of coarse grass, the landscape is dominated by rocks and ice. But in the midst of this bleak landscape, there are signs of life. A herd of chamois slowly scale the mountains. Their eyes and ears are alert for any sign of danger. Like shifting snow and ice. The threat of avalanche is ever present. Luckily, this time the ground beneath their feet stays firm. The herd is not easily swayed from their path. Chamois give birth in springtime, and some of the females are heavily pregnant. New arrivals will soon bolster the herd. The chamois will stay up in the mountains until autumn to give birth and raise their young. Between the Durmitor Massif and Tara Canyon are the forests and fields of the highlands. Warm spring sunshine causes the remaining snow here to melt rapidly. Snowmelt forms a watercourse which filters through the highlands. A steady trickle soon grows into a fast-flowing stream. As the snowmelt reaches its peak, water floods the forest. It pours into a lake and gives birth to a network of waterfalls. Within 2 weeks, these phantom waterfalls will simply disappear. Late spring, and the chamois have settled into life back up in the mountains. Almost all the members of the herd are female. Males leave the group when they become sexually mature, but females stay with the same group. A new arrival has now joined the ranks. The calf grows strong on its mother's milk, although feeding time sometimes seems over too soon. Within days of being born, young chamois display the same agility as their parents. The calf flits between its mother and the other females in the herd. If its mother were to die, the other females would take over the care of the orphaned youngster. Even among the barren peaks, chamois are exposed to attack. The herd doesn't have the mountains to themselves. Close by, a female brown bear is on the prowl. Bears have been known to attack chamois. And she's not alone. She has recently emerged from hibernation with a young cub in tow. After 5 months in a winter den, they need to feed. They scour the mountains for any sign of something to eat. In spring, when fruits and nuts are hard to find, they dig for roots and shoots. The cub copies its mother and paws the ground, but they can find nothing to eat here. Time to give up and search elsewhere. The chamois calf has had a narrow escape. Only around half of all newborn chamois survive their first year. The Durmitor mountain range isn't as high as the Alps, but they're just as dramatic. The breathtaking scenery of the Balkan Peninsula has a lot to do with its geographical origins. The whole area was once buried beneath the sea. Over millions of years, the carcasses of tiny animals gathered in layers on the ocean floor. This created karst, bedrock which is susceptible to water erosion, several thousand meters thick. A series of violent earthquakes and tectonic movements over 500 million years ago then shaped and sculpted the land. The karst bedrock was forced up, and the mountains were born. The intense force the land was subjected to can clearly be seen. Rocks and mountains seem to have been twisted like rubber. During the Ice Age, the land was carved even more by huge moving glaciers. The spectacular landscape we see today is the result of countless years of geographical upheaval and change. Early morning. The canyon is shrouded in mist. As the sun rises, warm air filters up from the valley floor. Perfect conditions for one of Montenegro's most famous residents. A golden eagle glides on rising thermals. With a wingspan of over 2 meters, golden eagles are one of the world's largest birds of prey and celebrated as a symbol of the Montenegro coat of arms. Their prey includes rabbits, young chamois, and occasionally even sheep. The twin peaks of Sedlo Mountain tower above the highlands. In the local language, Sedlo means saddle. The herd has made the mountainside their home. The young chamois is 3 months old and grown considerably. Three more calves have now also been born. The new arrivals stick closely together. They stay alert at all times, and they know when to run. Out on the slopes, they're dangerously exposed. Golden eagles can swoop on prey at speeds of over 200 kilometers an hour. It's a desperate race to find somewhere to hide. The nimble calves have had another narrow and lucky escape. Young chamois have no defense against such a powerful predator. The Dermator Massif includes over 50 mountains which are over 2,000 meters high. Around 250 chamois have made the area their home. They are dotted around the mountains in small herds. Chamois are designed to live high up among the crags. They can run at speeds of 50 kilometers an hour on the most unstable surfaces, and their flexible hooves can grip the smallest gaps in rocks. Strong legs power leaps over 6 meters. Their greatest threat doesn't come from predators. It comes from the land itself. More chamois are thought to die in accidents and avalanches than from attacks by other animals. Living on steep mountainsides means relative safety from predators, but that luxury comes at a cost. A constant danger of being killed in a fall. The highlands between the mountains and the canyon are dotted with lakes. This whole area was covered by ice until about 10,000 years ago. Shifting glaciers carved trenches which filled with water. These tranquil pools are sometimes called mountain eyes. Each one is unique. This lake undergoes a radical transformation during summer months. It vanishes into the surroundings as the water drains away. There are around 20 glacial lakes nestled among the highlands and mountains. Most are crystal clear. Underwater, it's possible to see at least 20 meters ahead. These bubbles highlight the reason why. The lakes are fed by fresh spring water. Porous ground works like a filter, purifying the lake and keeping it clear. Mountain eyes are a fertile breeding ground for fish and amphibians. A mass of writhing tadpoles cloud the water. Thousands of frogs and toads have hatched. Despite such vast numbers, only a handful will survive. Most will fall prey to hungry birds and newts. A smaller lake nearby is a breeding ground of a different kind. Hidden among the reeds, a nesting bird is perfectly camouflaged. A little grebe warms its eggs. Grebes prefer to stay close to water as they can't walk well on land. Even the gentle sound of sheep unnerves the cautious bird. First it hides its eggs, then it hides itself. The canyon shines at its brightest in August. Tara River is now a deep shade of emerald green. During summer months, the river is known locally as the Tears of Europe. Fresh water filters through the ground into the river. Blue spring water mixes with milky white river water, giving the Tara its sheen. Warm sunshine brings animals out of hiding. These frogs are the same drab color as the rocks in the river. It helps keep them camouflaged. But if they feel under threat, they show a very different side. Arching its body reveals a lurid underbelly. Bright colors advertise that it's poisonous if eaten. It's a defense tactic used by many poisonous animals. The frog has need of a good self-defense system. Tara River is a favorite hunting ground of a stealthy predator. A water snake is on the lookout for a meal. It can stay underwater for up to 5 minutes. When it needs air, it simply stretches to the surface. Refreshed, it's back down to work, scouring the riverbed for any sign of food. Size alone should keep this fish safe from water snakes. It's a rare hutcheon, a member of the salmon family. Hutcheon can grow to over 1.5 meters. Some weigh over 35 kilograms. But despite their size, these huge fish often stay hidden under rocks or near waterfalls. making it difficult to spot them at all. Night falls over the Durmitor Mountains. A mass of stars lights up the sky. The rising sun brings relief from the cold night air. Temperatures at dawn in the mountains are still almost freezing, even at the height of August. Bobatov Kuk is the highest mountain in the Durmitor Massif. It's over 2,500 meters high. The mountain is constantly battered by strong winds. Yet even here, life flourishes. Flowers thrive on the moisture in the mist and morning dew. They are a welcome source of nectar for passing insects. Tara Canyon also has another hidden side. A labyrinth of caves created by the erosion of the rocks by rain and snowmelt. These dark caverns provide perfect homes for millions of roosting bats. A horseshoe bat enjoys a rest before nightfall when it will hunt for insects. Of the 45 bat species living in Europe, a third are found at Tara Canyon. High on an eastern slope of the mountains is a cave over 2,000 meters above ground. Local people call this Ledina Petina, the ice cave. Shafts of sunlight reveal why. Huge columns of ice cover the floor of the cave. Some are over 6 meters tall. These ice columns reach full size in early summer as the temperature outside climbs. Inside the cave, it's much colder. Drops of water freeze as soon as they touch the ground, slowly building pillars of ice. By the end of July, the floor of the cave is strewn with columns of all shapes and sizes. When autumn arrives, these spectacular natural sculptures simply vanish. At the height of summer, rainfall is rare and temperatures peak. Even high up in the mountains, it can reach 25 degrees Celsius. Chamois try their best to avoid the heat of the midday sun. Some hide in the grasses. Others seek shelter among the rocks. Caves are a perfect place to escape the worst of the heat. Chamois can climb into what for many animals would be an inaccessible hiding place. This should be a safe place to stay until night falls and the temperature drops. Chamois don't just use caves to shelter from the sun. In spring, some pregnant females go into them to give birth. Many calves take their first steps within the confines of cave walls. Caves also provide a place to take refuge from avalanches and bad weather. Dark rolling clouds are signs of an approaching thunderstorm. The weather in the mountains can turn suddenly and savagely. Lightning sparks a raging forest fire. Pine resin ignites easily. Dry tree roots fuel the flames. Forest fires can be devastating. Huge areas can be destroyed in a matter of hours. Many animals lose their lives. Many more lose their homes. It's mid-August. Back up in the mountains, the little grebe now has 5 hungry chicks to care for. Keeping them fed is a full-time job. Luckily, the lake provides plenty of food for her and her family. The number of newts in glacial lakes explodes during the summer. It's thanks to this abundance of newts that grebes can raise families here. Little grebes usually feed on small fish and insects. Here among the mountains, newts make up practically their whole diet. Some are almost too big for young chicks to cope with. The mother has to stay close to make sure her catch ends up where she wants it and doesn't escape. Her hungry chick gets the hang of it and enjoys a huge meal. Not that it's satisfied for long. In late August, the first signs of autumn color the canyon. Green fields slowly fade to brown. It's a busy time for predators, like the northern goshawk. The sharp-eyed hunter fixes its eye on a target. but grebes are always alert for the first sight or sound of danger. The hungry raptor continues its search. In October, mist cloaks the canyon. Cool air sinks into the gorge and meets warm river water. Swirling mist is the result. It flows through the valley like a ghostly river. Autumn brings a patchwork of colors and shades. Yellow beech tree leaves and the deep red of maples mix with the green of pine trees. This is Tara Canyon at its most beautiful. The subtle shades of autumn are short-lived. Within a few weeks, they wither and fade. Fallen leaves, stirred by the wind, are carried away by the gently flowing river. Winter is now just around the corner. The jagged edges of Sedlow Mountain look even sharper in the late autumn sun. Chamois prepare for the approaching bitter weather. A male has shed its thin summer coat and now has longer, thicker fur. At this time of year, males show a more bullish side. It's the mating season, and his hackles are up. Bristling fur is a warning sign to strangers. These normally shy animals become much bolder and easily agitated. He doesn't want anything to get between him and his search for a mate. The herd of females and calves on Sedlow Mountain now has company. And his appearance hasn't gone unnoticed. The new arrival makes his presence felt. He is desperate to impress. A female catches his eye. But she's not interested in his advances. Males are ready to fight for a chance to mate. They are aggressive towards other males in an attempt to try and keep the females in the herd to themselves. Male chamois often lock horns during the mating season. Some fights are a simple show of strength. Others are battles to the death. Rivals are sometimes even pushed off cliff edges. While the big males are busy fighting, a young buck takes advantage. The big male should get other opportunities to mate. The mating season lasts for 2 months, and he's proved he's the one to follow. As November arrives, the weather becomes much more unsettled. Rainfall is more frequent and far heavier. Tara Canyon echoes to a new sound. The roar of a raging torrent known locally as Bloody Tara. Heavy rainfall washes mud and debris straight into the river. The Tara swells dramatically and almost bursts its banks. Many animals and birds are simply swept away. The violent thrashing of water will continue until rain turns to snow. Only then will the river start to calm again. In December, dense snow clouds cloak the mountain peaks. Black pine forests are dusted white as winter takes hold. Sedlow Mountain disappears beneath a blanket of snow. There is no sign of the chamois herd. The mountains are eerily quiet. Up in the highlands, a trail of footprints leads towards a village and beyond. The telltale sign of a lone wolf foraging for food. At the lake in the highlands, there are still signs of life. Young grebes have learnt to fend for themselves. Although they're not fully growing yet, they can now catch food. They'll continue to live on the lake until it finally freezes over. A golden eagle scours the canyon and mountainsides for any sign of prey. The chamois herd has climbed down from Sedlo Mountain to spend winter in the gorge. Down in the floor of the canyon, there is still some food to be found. Adults know which parts of the tree are the tastiest. Young calves have learned how to uncover food themselves. The coming months won't be easy. A long, hard winter has barely begun. The chamois will survive here in the gorge until the first signs of spring herald the long trek back to Sedlo Mountain. Tara Canyon cuts through the Balkan Mountains in Eastern Europe. Animals have adapted to survive among its deep gorge, huge mountains, and windswept highlands. Changing seasons bring great beauty and bitter change. Predators are always on the lookout for prey. One wrong move can be fatal. Nature on the edge. In the wild beauty of Tara Canyon.